welcome to my channel. So today I thought I would do first impressions video on the Beauty Blender. Now I know I am super behind the times on this, but I've always been kind of a brush person. I felt like they lasted longer, you got more out of them. But the more I saw other people using them on YouTube, the more I felt like maybe this is something I should try. Maybe it really does give this amazing airbrush quality without buying those airbrush machines, which I just don't have $300 to spend on an appliance that I'm gonna have to clean out. So thought I would do half my face with my IT Cosmetics dual-ended foundation and concealer brush. This is my Holy Grail foundation brush. Love this, does a great job. I'm gonna do my foundation and my concealer and my setting powder. And I'm gonna use my big fluffy IT Cosmetics jumbo powder brush. Love this too, so soft. And then the other side of my face, I'm gonna use just the Beauty Blender, and I'm gonna see if I think there's a huge difference. We will see, because you do have to clean these. Every time you have to make sure that you dry them out in open air, otherwise they can get mold in them. Then you cut them open and people have seen mold. And they are supposed to be replaced every 3 months. Now I'm sure most people wait until they're kind of mangy looking before they replace them. Now I did not buy the cleanser. I'm going to try to use what I use to clean my brushes, which is the Enyo Revolution soap. It's my laundry soap and I use it to clean my brushes, and it's really natural and really great and has lots of antibacterial in it. So I'm gonna try to clean it with this, and then if that doesn't work, of course, I'll go ahead and buy their cleanser. So I'm just gonna moisturize my face with my Philosophy Hope in a Jar. And we'll see if this was worth I believe I might have spent $24 on this sponge, which totally hurts my soul a little bit to spend that much on a sponge. But the girl at Sephora said that she wished that she had 5 of them, so when she does weddings, she could use a Beauty Blender on each person in the wedding party. And I was like, I would not spend $100 on sponges. For the weddings that I do, I just use those little triangle sponges, but or my brush and clean it in between clients, which is what I did on the weekend. So I'm just donning. I'm using my CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous in 110, which I believe is the second lightest color. And this color is even still a little bit dark for me. It's probably too much. And I'm just gonna blend this in with my brush on the one half of my face. I really like this foundation. It's a great drugstore alternative, and I thought drugstore would be a good option to show you how this works. Because if I use a really fantastic high-end foundation, then you'd be like, it was the foundation, not the sponge. So that's the foundation. I get a really nice coverage. It's really quick and easy. Now this I did load with water. They start out smaller. You load it with water and then until it absorbs, and I squeezed it as I filled it with water. And then you squeeze out all the excess water, and then you squeeze it out in a towel and squeeze out all the water so none comes out. And I'm just gonna again dab this all over my face. It's weird doing one side of your face at a time. And then I really love Candy Johnson, and she said to bend and twist. So I'm bending and twisting. Now as you can see, I got like a big zit right there. Cover that guy up. Put way too much foundation on because I'm used to doing my whole face at once. So it does give a nice coverage. It has absorbed quite a bit of the product, which is why I like my IT Cosmetics brush. I feel like it doesn't absorb as much product. Let me just look at my mirror for a second. It's a really natural, this is a heavier foundation, and this gives you a really natural look. Another thing you can do is if you have a spray like MAC Fix Plus, you can spray that on to sheer out your foundation. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on my concealer. So I use 2 different ones right now on top of each other. So this is a corrector in light this is the Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. Hold it up in camera, Kim. And it has a little bit of a salmon shade. So I just dab this underneath. I'm not gonna blend in as much with my finger. And then I take the Bye Bye Under Eye by IT Cosmetics again in light, And this stuff is almost white. It is great because I have a hard time finding a concealer that is light enough for me. I might do a video on this. So I'm just squeezing a little bit onto my finger, and you need like none. Like look how small that is, and you'll see how far this goes. So I'm just gonna dab that like that. And then on this side, I'm gonna use a pointed end and blend that in. In that triangle shape. Okay, I do really like that. And then this side, I am going to pat in with my finger like I normally do. And then once I get it mostly patted, I then take my foundation brush again and kind of stipple that on top. So I feel oh, see, such a habit. Make sure there's some good coverage. And I feel like the spongy side might be a little bit less creasy. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my IT Cosmetics. Can you tell that I like this? But this is probably my favorite translucent powder because it doesn't give the white cast that like Makeup Forever's HD does in pictures. So I just have a little bit on the cap, and I take my jumbo brush and I swirl. And then I mostly concentrate on the eye area, but then I also spread it on the rest of my face. So Candy Johnson used the pointy part of her beauty blender, and she dipped it in her translucent powder. So it's on there like that. And she did this. And she literally powdered her entire face this way. So let's zoom in. So I would say it gives a really nice natural looking coverage. It's super like bouncy. It feels nice when it goes on your face. It did absorb quite a bit of product, so you will go through more product. You go through the least amount of product when you use your fingers. You will go through more product using this. And let's zoom in. Sorry, I have no other makeup on. So I feel like they look pretty similar. Like this side looks a little bit sheerer and this side looks a little bit heavier. And I feel like this bag looks darker. It's hard to tell, there's a little bit of shadowing in the camera, but in the mirror, this bag looks darker and a little bit creasier. I almost want to go over this with the sponge. So I love this brush. Oh, let's zoom back out. Oh, wrong way. So I love my brush. This is probably my holy grail. I'd recommend it. You can get it at the shopping channel. It is fantastic. I do really like this. I will keep playing with this. I'm a little worried about it going moldy. I do have the container and you set it on top of the container like this, and then you let it dry overnight and it shrinks back down probably half in size. And I'm worried about having to buy a separate cleanser. But I do really like the finish. I do feel like it's very smooth and even. And you want to be bouncing on your face as opposed to pulling anyways, just so you're not causing creasing. I don't like it as much for powder. This action with this soft fluffy brush makes me a lot happier. It satisfies my needs to touch my face with soft fluffy brushes. So that is my story on the Beauty Blender, my first impressions, I guess. I do really like it. I think it does a really good job. Honestly, a heck of a lot better than those triangle sponges. It's not streaky, it doesn't leave little foam bits, and it gives a very nice, natural looking coverage. $26 worth for something that only lasts 3 months as opposed to $35. And I got this in a set, so it came with a bunch of other makeup that I since have used. I think the brush is better bang for your buck. You are getting more for your dollar by buying a brush as opposed to something that has to be replaced. If this becomes a holy grail product, I'm like, oh my God, I can't live without my pink beauty blender, I will let you know. That's pretty much all I have to say on this product. It's sponge. I like my brush better. This will last me 20 years, maybe 10. 3 months. You decide what you think you should buy with your money. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.